Hey babes, welcome back to the Ariel show. We're back in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm very excited to announce that fall is freaking here. That's right, guys. I got my pumpkin spice fall candle burning in the background, which means the arrival of fall has officially commenced, even though it is late August as I record this episode. Not stopping me, you guys. I am all the way there. I was grocery shopping this morning, and I was like looking for fall things just because I wanted to feel it. And there was nothing there yet. I can't believe I'm actually head of the grocery store because usually they're like celebrating St. Patrick's Day during like Christmas time, and I cannot even handle it. But that's not what we're going to talk about today, but it is kind of relevant. We're going to be talking about the future and how sometimes we can steal the joy of this moment by being in the future, and sometimes we can steal the joy of this moment by dreading the future. I've been thinking a lot about how winter is coming. You guys know we talk about this every year as winter approaches, and I'm thinking about it a little bit earlier this year because I'm excited for fall, and I'm like, okay, but on the tail end of that is winter, and I'm not excited for winter. So I, weirdly enough, found myself hoping that August would hurry up and get itself over with so fall could come and go, so winter could come and go, so then we could start spring and it could be summer again. Do you see the craziness of that mindset? Like I was wanting summer to hurry up and be done so that way summer could come back again. So messed up. And I really have been trying to search for those areas in my life, and I want to invite you to search too. Where are you looking into your future and feeling a little bit of tension or a little bit of dread or a little bit of anxiety now? Because if your view of the future is causing you pain now, that's a problem, and it's an unnecessary problem because the future is a mental construct and it's all in our minds. So we get to do whatever we want with it. The future is our property. We get to decide how we view it. And so I want you to notice, maybe close your eyes or look out into the coming months. What do you see? Is it totally blank? If it's totally blank, you're kind of screwed too because you're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen to you, and that's not a good way to live your life. So I encourage you to go back and watch my planning episode where we kind of talk about how to intentionally fill the upcoming months with awesome stuff that we want in our lives, to want to bring in, want to create, and all that. But however, if you look into your future and there's anything that's causing you this like spark of dread and pain now, think of how strange that is. Anxiety is simply the act of ruining the present moment by worrying about the pain of a future moment. And so when we do that, we take the imagined pain that could live in the future moment and we drag it into now and we experience it now. And I think when we do that, we just really screw ourselves over because most of the time we get to this dreaded future moment, whether that's taking a test or whether it's like even you on stage, like on this for this play that you're worried about, or maybe it's like going to your job and like you're in bed now, you're ruining this present moment, worrying about soon you'll be at the job. But when you're at the job, ask yourself, like, how do I feel? Usually you're fine. And usually you look back at you in bed 6 hours ago and you're like, dude, you should have just enjoyed your time in bed. You shouldn't have been ruining that awesome, comfortable moment, relaxed, warm, snuggled up in your bed and hating on this moment because soon you'll be out of your bed and at work. So anytime that you feel that little twinge, that little pain of the future, I want to ask you to reconsider that and come up with a new strategy. What we can be doing instead is seeing, okay, I see an unpleasant thing in my future, my imagined future that's all in my head that I'm constructing right here, and it's ruining your moment. When that pain and that suffering comes, use that as an alarm bell to realize that you need to redirect your thinking and you need to choose a different way of viewing the future. Because you can reconstruct that. You can pull out a painful anticipation of something in the future and you can put in something a little bit more empowering. So I like to always imagine that I'm there in the future and I'm choosing to be present and I'm choosing to be okay. And the best way to do that is to practice being okay now. Do you see what I'm saying? If I am, this is a little complicated, but if I am in the future and I'm trying to escape and I'm dreading it, I know that instead I can be right now being okay and then practicing the idea of being okay in the future. So with this in mind, the two things that I want to put on your radar is to start noticing anytime that you feel any kind of pain, fear, anxiety, suffering, dread when you look out at your future. Anytime that happens, I want you to stop and notice that, and I want you to see where you can change your story. Really powerful way to change your story is just by realizing that you're the author of it. You're the one totally in charge of it. The future is just an imaginary part in your brain. It doesn't exist, and so you might as well make it awesome. So that's step one. Notice where the pain is and change your story for the future. Imagine a better future reality for yourself where you're there in that moment that you thought you would dread and you're okay. Then step two, I want you to actually notice when you get there. So whether it's you're on stage for the play, or you're at the job that you hate, or you're at school, or you're with the people you don't like that you've been dreading or whatever. When you're there, see if you can take a moment and have some self-awareness and ask yourself, am I okay right now? And usually you'll be like, yeah, I'm freaking fine. Then a follow-up question is, did it help that I worried about this last week or earlier this morning? Did the worry then somehow make this more tolerable? And you'll usually find that no, all it did was kind of ruin that moment before, and it's not really relevant for now. So I want you to be thinking about that this week, because I really think there's a lot of room for future joy that we can add into our lives that a lot of us aren't even tapping into. We're like decluttering our homes and eating healthier and reading books, and I love all that. Let's do all that. But at the same time, if there's these future imaginary things that are sucking our joy and our energy, let's address those too. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'm seeing that the sun is going down earlier because you know why? Fall is coming. What? Fall is coming. Soon it will be so dark, and then winter will be here, and by then I will have learned to love it. And I'm not going to waste energy being scared of it leading up to that. So that is the episode for this week. Thank you all for watching. Thank you also to my amazing patrons who I got to have a special Google Hangout with, just a small, select few numbers, super special, super cool. So thanks to all of you for being a part of that. Please subscribe. Leave me a comment letting me know what you think. I just made this up, and I've been thinking about it in the last few days, like this whole concept of, oh crap, I ruin my life a lot of times by not thinking positively of the future. So if you can relate, or if you can't relate, I kind of want to hear your thoughts on this, because I'm still like road testing this theory, You guys are like my little guinea pig laboratory people, and I love it. I feel like we're actually all doing that. We're all like creating this new path for ourselves where we're turning our pain into art, and we're taking all the crazy things in our heads and trying to figure out how to focus them and how to get somewhere with what we've got, like work with what we've got here. You know what I'm saying? All right, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you next week.